We're going to be discussing an event that is taking place today in anticipation of an event taking place next week. And we have a couple of state senators on the line with us right now. First, we want to say good morning to Senator Mike Nofs.
Good morning, Nico. How are you doing?
I am doing quite well. Also on with us is Senator Mike Kowall from I believe you're from the eastern side of the state. You're in the 15th State Senate District. Am I right?
Correct. It's Oakland County, basically. It's the west end of Oakland County.
Well, it's wonderful to have both of you on the show this morning. And so why are we having you on the show? What's going on? What event is taking place in Battle Creek today?
Well, we've been doing lapel pinnings for the Vietnam veteran folks around the state. And Mike Nofs has invited us to come down and do one in the Battle Creek area at the 110th Attack Wing in Battle Creek.
And Senator Nofs, what made you want to invite Senator Kowall specifically?
Well, I had the privilege of having his group come in and up in Hastings, which is also part of my district, and we had a lapel pinning up there event, and we had hundreds of Vietnam-era veterans come in, and it was really emotional, to be honest with you, and it was really a nice way of saying, and I've heard through all my life how they were disrespected when they came home from the war, and what this event does is actually to honor them and tell them thank you and welcome them home properly, the welcome that they never got. And it was just very, very good, and the turnout was awesome, and everybody responded afterwards how it was such a great event, and so we decided to also hold one here in Calhoun County.
All right, and this is an important event because it's taking place in the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War. Correct.
That's what prompted this. We started off. Everybody recognizes the World War II vets, and they're getting few and far between here. And we had a group come up to Lansing about 2 years ago, and the fellow that drove them up there was a Vietnam veteran. And Lynn O'Brien, that works in my office, been working with me now for 22 years, but she's always had a real soft spot for veterans of all eras. And she realized that the bus driver was a Vietnam vet. And she prepared a tribute for all the World War II fellas and ladies, and she made one up for him too. And when we called his name to come up and get a little certificate that we made, he actually started crying, and he said it was the first time he had ever been recognized and thanked for serving during the Vietnam War. Because, they were told when they came back, don't wear your uniforms off base, grow your hair longer so you kind of blend in with the civilian population, and don't talk about it. And it was so bad that one gentleman I ran into here just lately, before he was drafted, he worked for Ford Motor Company. And he was drafted, he went overseas, he served his time in Vietnam, and when he came back, they didn't want to hire him because he served in Vietnam. Now, this is the same guy that was working for the company before. He had to sue to get his job back.
Oh, wow.
And this was not unique. This happened, literally all over. And it was depicted, people were depicted so poorly by the news media, by, what was going on at the time with the anti-war protests. And they're just basically forgotten about and cast to the side.
All right. So it's not until the 27th, you guys, but you are going to be talking about a little more in depth today, right?
Correct. We're going to be. I'm going to be in Battle Creek today for a press conference, and I believe Michael, your staff is going to be there. You can't.
Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment in Chicago, so I'm going to have my staff fill in for me.
Terrific.
All right.
So, but there's a lot of good things, going on here. My office is part of the commemorative partner, which has been sanctioned by the United States and the Vietnam War commemoration team, and that was authorized by Congress and established under the Secretary of Defense. It was formally launched in 2012. And it was specifically designed to thank and honor Vietnam veterans and their families in hometown America. And this is open to all Vietnam era veterans. That's anybody that served from 1955 to 1975, regardless of where they served. Because when you joined the military, you didn't have a say-so as to where you were being spent. You know, so it was it was a lot of sacrifices. But we have a guest speaker, Senator McLuhan, and he is the Medal of Honor recipient. He's going to sing the national anthem, and he earned the medal during the Vietnam War, but just was recently pinned with the medal itself. So
he's out of South Haven, I think, Mike.
What's that?
I think he's out of South Haven, Michigan.
Yeah, South Haven, Michigan. You're absolutely right, Michael. And we have retired Brigadier General Robert Seacrest will speak. There's been a flyover arranged by the hooligan flight team that will end the ceremony, along with echo taps by your Serial City concert band. And Mike, you might want to talk a little bit about that band.
Yeah, the band has always been around, as you know, Nikos. They have a lot of events, and they put on a lot of different shows, and just a wonderful local band that will be there. And we also then have Firekeepers, who's going to be donating some sandwiches for the veterans, and my own Post 298 Auxiliary will provide desserts there. So there's a lot of local people there participating, and it'll be a fun event.
You know, the spirit behind this this pinning ceremony and the others before it is a sentiment I've noticed increasing in the past few years, because one of my grandfathers who passed away a few years ago was a Vietnam vet, and I watched him and his experience. They really are almost the forgotten veterans. People kind of don't give, it's not historically been given the same amount of respect as those vets of World War II or even the more recent wars.
Yeah, the World War II vets were known for the greatest generation, right? And Vietnam vets were sung over. So, it is nice that we're going to be doing something for them. And you're right, in recent years, we've really turned our attention, and they've got our attention for anyone who has served, whether it's recent conflicts, the Vietnam vet, Korean War, some of those that don't get talked to as much. And this is a way of really showing our support for all veterans.
All right. Well,
the Senate has always had ceremonies, especially in recent years, of bringing veterans organizations right into the Senate chamber, and we pay tribute to those that have fallen that were from Michigan in the past year. It's a very emotional, ceremony. We have bagpipes, and a lot of the veterans that come in are Vietnam era vets, and they come in from posts literally from all over the state of Michigan, from the tip of the Kowall all the way down to Benton Harbor, and some of them sit with their senators on the floor, and families come in. The Blue Star mothers come in, the Gold Star mothers or families come in as well. So it's something that the Senate does, and this is just taking it up just a notch, that we're coming to each individual senator's area, sometimes numerous times, to pay tribute to these Vietnam veterans.
Well, it's because no matter how many times you do it, I guess the tribute can never be enough.
No, yeah, very true. And you know, Nico, we're such a military town here in Battle Creek, Michigan. It's just right that we had to have one here, and it's going to be nice to honor those people that are. Some of them are from my age group. That I remember, I was in the lottery draft in 1972 or 71. And I was fortunate in one respect, in that my number was 256 for my birthday. But my guy who was sitting with me at Kellogg Community College, he got pulled as number 3 and went to, and got drafted. So, it hits a lot of us at home, and we're of that age group, and so it's going to be nice, because I've had a lot of local Vietnam vets get a hold of me and said, "Mike, will you make sure you pin the lapel pin on me when I come to that event?" And I said, "Well, get in my line, and I'll do it."
Upcoming event, Vietnam Veteran Lapel Pinning Ceremony here in Battle Creek. The event itself is coming up on October 27th, but today, Senator Kowall, you will be here in Battle Creek, and Senator Nofs' staff will be here in Battle Creek as well. Where is this press conference taking place?
Michael?
Yeah.
It's at the Air National Guard base, and I believe it's at 2 o'clock today. and that's where the press conference will be. We'll be on site there where the ceremony is going to be.
Okay, and Senator Nofs, you said to me off the air that there is some security considerations to take whenever you show up for the actual pinning ceremony on October 27th. Is that correct?
That's correct. As you can imagine, Battle Creek Air National Guard Base has some rules and inspections. So vehicles entering the Guard Base when they go there to park may be subject to inspection, and no bags or purses will be authorized in the event area. So individuals should leave them locked up in their cars. And then there may be some metal detectors or wand inspections as you enter the facility. And then handicap parking will be limited, although there will be a shuttle service from a parking area inside the base to the event building. And so you can park there if you're handicapped and get help in getting on the shuttle bus and getting taken over to the event. And then the only other thing is the lapel pinning is not an official military ceremony of the 110th Attack Wing. We're using their facilities, and I think Senator Kowall explained it was sanctioned by Congress, this lapel pinning, and going around to all the hometowns. And we picked this site because, as you know, in Battle Creek, we love our 110th Attack Wing and the air base there at Kellogg Battle Creek Airport.
Mm-hmm. So
it's really good.
Who is going to have their lapel pinned? Any Vietnam vet who shows up?
Yeah, it is. It's anybody who served active duty, like Senator Kowall said, from November 1st, 1955 to May 15th, 1975, regardless of the location that you served. So if you are on active duty during that time period, you could come and be recognized. Okay. I had actually someone call me during the break and say that their uncle had served in what was then French Indochina in 1954. So they wouldn't be eligible?
Well, if the uncle's still around, if he was there, we don't need to see the DD-214s or anything like that. But but the person that served is the one that gets the pin, not family member. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much, the both of you, for coming on to discuss this. I look forward to it. It's probably going to be a really great event.
Well, I got to say thanks to Senator Kowall for all the work he's doing, going around all the state. His office really has been working hard and working with the commission that's doing this nationwide. And I just want to thank Senator Kowall for taking time today out of his busy schedule and coming here to help us in Battle Creek celebrate.
And I want to thank Mike Nofs for inviting us to come out to Battle Creek. It's going to be very exciting. This is the first one that we've done on a fully active military base.
Oh.
So it's an exciting thing to do, and it gives us an opportunity also to say thank you to all the people currently serving.
All right, and I want to thank the both of you for coming on air to discuss this and tell us about it.
Thanks, Eagle.
We'll look forward to meeting you.
All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Again, the event coming up here Friday, October 27th at the Battle Creek Air National Guard Base, 110th Attack Wing. It's a Vietnam veteran lapel pinning ceremony to honor all of those who served in the Vietnam War.